Okay. July 6, 1977, Pink Floyd was performing a concert for their latest album, Animals, for the final time at the Montreal show. At some point, the crowd began heckling, booing, and attempting to dismantle equipment. Roger Waters wasn't having any of it, so he spat on the face of one of the disrupted audience members. At that moment, Roger Waters realized there was something wrong. So the band worked together, besides that cuck Richard White, and created this rock opera known as The Wall. But what does this have to do with YouTube? Well, while it is similar, there is a huge difference. During that performance, the fans were being completely ignorant and made Waters feel like there's a wall between the band and the audience. Comparing this with YouTube and its users, the roles are switched. YouTube used to be welcoming, but now they're completely ignorant and always go out of their way to make us feel like there's a wall between us and them. So what made YouTube what it is today? Well, just like skinning a cat, there are many ways to find the source of YouTube's downfall. But what many don't know is that the main cause of YouTube's downfall was not Google, but a domino effect of many events that slowly killed the site. So I recommend you listen, because if you want to find out what's behind this cult site, you're just going to have to claw your way through its disguise. It all dates back to early 2007 when Viacom found footage that they owned and sued YouTube for $1 billion. I recommend you watch Emperor Lemon's video on it since it goes into more detail. But as a brief summary of what happened, Viacom uploaded videos containing content that they owned, such as SpongeBob, and they roughed up the videos to make them look like they were stolen and used it as evidence of YouTube engaging in copyright infringement. This later on backfired with YouTube knowing this information, and as a result of the lawsuit, Google bought YouTube in 2 days to save the site. Another thing I wanted to add was that during the lawsuit, Viacom wanted YouTube to hand over the data of every user on YouTube. Viacom received a lot of backlash for this, so they gave up and backed off their original demand on July 14, 2008.
Curiously, within the next decade, Google would begin to see the value in the very same user data they sought to protect from the Viacom lawsuit, and they began cultivating user data on an unprecedented scale. What are they doing with this data? Who knows? Certainly not anything bad, right?
In an attempt to be hip with the kids, Google created Google Plus in early 2011. However, creating it was not enough. They went as far as to force people to sign up for Google Plus just to create a Google account a year later. Everyone hated it.
Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the most loved comment system on the internet, which is Google+. Actually, I lied. Everybody fucking hates Google+. What a fucking surprise. Google+! Google+!
This was not the only bad thing about it. You had to use your real name, which would invade the user's privacy, and you had to deal with spam notification after spam notification. Boy, ain't that just a bad case of scoliosis. The only good thing that came from this was Hangouts, but there were better alternatives. Only 3 years later would they apologize for forcing people to use their real names. They waited 3 years to realize the mistakes they were making, apologize, and to undo these mistakes. However, in 2018, it turns out they didn't learn from that mistake because they realized you could easily hack into another user's account without them noticing. As a result, roughly 500,000 users had all of their private information leaked, which leaves a lot of blood on Google's hands. Google later announced that they would be shutting down the site in their announcement section without even apologizing for the hacked accounts. In fact, they never mentioned it at all. The only reason they gave in this announcement was due to low usage and challenges involved in maintaining a successful product that meets consumers' expectations, which is the business equivalent of content creators splitting up because of creative differences. November 24, 2014, PewDiePie releases a video titled "YouTube is Broken." He explains how his latest uploads have not been able to reach out to his subscribers. Felix wasn't the only one because many other content creators were dealing with the same issue. It was unknown what was going on at the time, however this would be one of the first examples of how YouTube's algorithm went awry. Things would go quiet for a bit until 2016. For some reason, the same thing was happening all over again. Uploads, once again, couldn't reach subscription feeds. Except this time, it got much worse. Subscribers that weren't able to watch new videos would be unsubscribed for content creators without even knowing. This was also at the time when the infamous Elsagate content was on the rise thanks to recommendations. People were trying to find out what was going on by reaching out to YouTube, but instead of a human response, they claimed it wasn't true without even taking a look.
We've heard these reports, and we take those feedback so seriously. YouTube doesn't unsubscribe people from channels. Subscribing is a core part of the YouTube experience. And so far, we haven't been able to find any underlying glitch.
They would later create the notification bell, which just made the subscribe button pointless. Why don't they just use the subscribe button and actually try to fix the problem?
I have no fucking idea.
And when people wanted the Elsagate content taken down, they said they were going to crack down the content, but never went through with it. 2016 was a dark year to be on YouTube, because this was where YouTube placed that final brick in the wall. Remember YouTube's slogan, "Broadcast yourself"? Well, there's a reason it doesn't exist on the site anymore. Take a look for yourself and click on the trending tab. You have better chances of getting stuck in an elevator than finding actual good content. Instead of actual hard-working yet overlooked content creators, we instead end up with smiling celebrities who leech off of original creators on the site. Oh, and who could forget the
Family Guy Funny Moments compilations.
Fuck nigger.
Hey, this is family friendly. Knock off the swearing. Turn it down.
YouTube really wanted their site to be family friendly, even though that was the purpose of the YouTube Kids app. So instead of noticing that, they decided to leave it there to collect dust and constantly demonetize videos that contain anything taken out of context. This included anyone who is LGBT. YouTube apologized for this happening, but once again, they didn't do anything about it. In fact, this problem is still happening on YouTube today. YouTube can also get a bit triggered when it comes to tragedies. But look, Casey Neistat is willing to help these people. Oh, I forgot. YouTube gets triggered when it comes to tragedies. I guess they especially don't give respect to those who were killed. Oh well, their color is red after all. I bet they don't even know what happened at Tiananmen Square.
Are there any decent content creators in the theater tonight? Get them up against the wall. Is that Logan Paul filming a dead body? I love necrophilia. Get that #1 on trending. That one's an animator, and that one's not a talk show host. iDubbbz is a bully. Get him to the whipping post. Ban the good content. and embrace the ones who pulled. If I had my way, I'd terminate you all.
So, what's my verdict on YouTube? I think you all know the answer, but I don't think I've expressed how I really feel looking at all of this. If you think this is every time YouTube screwed up, then you would be dead wrong, because we were just looking at the main stuff. There's still more of this iceberg waiting to be found. It just sickens me just thinking about how YouTube has done all these terrible things, and it's still the #1 website to upload content on. While people do rant about these things that YouTube has done, they're more likely to just forget about it a day later. But the moment I saw the content cup on Leafy, a video that is a part of YouTube history, get taken down, that was when they pushed me over my limit. Now you may be wondering, is there any way to fix YouTube? No, YouTube is beyond repair. There is no fixing YouTube unless YouTube fixes the site themselves. So in conclusion, I find YouTube guilty. And since, my friend, you have shown your greatest fear, I sentence you to be exposed before your peers. Tear down the wall.
Has YouTube really gotten so shitty that now it's okay to be mediocre? And that's when it hit me. It has. It fucking has.
The appeal button does fucking nothing. Your appeal is thrown straight into the garbage bin, and an automatic message is sent back.
YouTube wants to sweep me under the rug like nothing happened. Like they didn't end a man's career for literally no reason.
YouTube, I think I speak for the entire internet when I say, go fuck yourself.
So this